When governments put restrictions on the internet, millions are cut off from the world. From China's vast Great Firewall to sweeping internet shutdowns in Iran, censorship is increasingly being used as a tool for state control. But pockets of resistance are taking shape. People are finding innovative ways to bypass restrictions.
We realized that we needed something else that wasn't there.
And secretly gaining unfettered access to the internet.
People need internet to be able to share what is happening on the ground.
But who are these people? And why are they risking so much to keep information free?
In China, if you are found by the police or the intelligence services to be helping people access the internet freely, you may be arrested by the Chinese government.
This man only agreed to talk to me on the basis that we did not film him or reveal his real identity. He's the co-founder of a service that is helping people in China access parts of the internet that are blocked in the country. He left 3 years ago, fearing for his safety.
The government is afraid of what people will see if they had access to everything. Sometimes when there's news, domestically and overseas, the Chinese government will use only one voice in the media, which is controlled by the government. They are afraid of different voices. My service lets them bypass the Great Firewall to access sites like Google, YouTube, and Facebook.
The Great Firewall is one of the most sophisticated technological systems operating in the world. It filters and blocks corridors of the internet, including news sites, social media platforms, search engines, streaming platforms, and other sites critical of the government. China's own social media ecosystem is dominated by homegrown state-controlled apps like WeChat and Weibo, which are regularly monitored.
Well, officially, China frames controlling the internet and media as something crucial for national security. That means keeping the society stable, free from dissidents, and ensuring that the Communist Party can continue to rule. Chinese President Xi Jinping has said that if the party could not overcome the hurdle presented by the internet, it cannot overcome the hurdle of remaining in long-term power.
Approximately 5,000 kilometers away, China's technology has become the blueprint for similar infrastructure in Iran. After the government shut down the internet earlier this year following its deadly crackdown on nationwide protests, whispers of information, of extrajudicial killings, unlawful arrests, and beatings trickled out. The internet eventually came back on, but since the beginning of the US-Israeli war with Iran, the internet has once again been shut off. Tens of millions of people have been cut off from their families, their livelihoods, and access to information. But an underground network of people outside the country has found a way to get some people online.
I am smuggling Starlinks to fight the internet blackout. People need internet to be able to share what is happening on the ground. Plus, we want to make sure that whatever gets out of the country is not being manipulated by the Iranian regime's narrative.
Sahand, whose real name we can't reveal, is part of a clandestine network of Iranians dotted across the globe, smuggling Starlink satellite technology, which helps connect people to the internet in Iran.
We purchase Starlinks and smuggle them through the borders. It's a very complex operation. I'm not going to give you the exact number, but we have sent over a dozen, and we are actively looking for other ways to smuggle in more.
The satellite technology, which is also being used in Myanmar, has become a lifeline since the civil war began after a military coup in 2021. Secret pop-up internet cafes like this one, which relies on the technology, have cropped up in some areas. But running the internet cafe is risky because it's not allowed by the military authorities.
In this shop, there are about 30 people who use Starlink every day. It is mostly used by displaced people who are trying to run away from war and other people from nearby villages.
Pew, whose name we've also changed, opened up this cafe 4 months ago. But it's a task that comes with challenges.
When the planes are flying in nearby, we have to turn off the lights immediately. If Starlink is blocked, people like us will surely be plunged into darkness.
Digital rights group Myanmar Internet Project has reported more than 400 internet shutdowns since 2021, affecting 40% of the population. Around the world, internet shutdowns are increasingly being used by governments to quash the flow of information. But this isn't the only method.
I left Venezuela in late 2024 after the presidential elections.
In Venezuela, Andrés Aspurua says being critical of the government made him a target.
It's impossible to know 100% what was going to happen, but all the signs were there of them trying to find where I was and trying to capture me.
2 years ago, his NGO La Conexión Segura y Libre launched Noticias Sin Filtro, which means unfiltered news in English, possibly the first news app with a built-in virtual private network that helps to conceal your location.
Most independent news websites are inaccessible to the average Venezuelan because of the pervasive internet censorship that is in the country. So if you have to promote the use of VPN, you have to explain what a VPN is. And if they have to pay, then again, those are increasing barriers to entry. Once the people download it, then they have to remember to turn on the VPN before checking a news website. So we decided to do something completely different. So as a concept, the app is a newsreader, not a VPN.
Some private media organizations do exist, but they face repercussions of being shut down or surveilled if the government does not like what they have to say. Venezuela, Myanmar, China, Iran. Across the world, governments are limiting access to information and blocking communication platforms many of us take for granted. While the means to defy censorship develop rapidly, it's individual acts of defiance that are helping people to get the truth out.